Welcome to Stoic Logic, where ancient wisdom meets modern challenges. Today, we delve into an arena many of us are familiar with, dealing with unprofessional behavior in the workplace. When faced with arrogance, disrespect, or chaos, it's tempting to lash out or sink to the level of those who lack composure. But we are not here to react, we are here to rise above. The Stoic approach is not about domination or revenge, but about humbling others through our own mastery of self, emotions, and actions. In this video, we uncover 13 Stoic ways to address unprofessional co-workers, not by force or fury, but through quiet strength and unyielding virtue. Let's explore how the timeless philosophy of the Stoics can turn workplace discord into an opportunity for growth, self-control, and true leadership. Recognize what you control. The cornerstone of Stoicism lies in the distinction between what we can and cannot control. Epictetus reminds us, some things are up to us and some things are not. When confronted with unprofessional behavior, the first step is to acknowledge that their actions are beyond our control. What lies within our power is our response, our thoughts, words, and actions. By focusing on what we can control, we liberate ourselves from frustration and powerlessness. The unprofessional co-worker's rudeness, gossip, or arrogance cannot dictate our mood unless we allow it. This self-awareness is the foundation of our strength. In the face of their chaos, let us remain steady, for their behavior is a reflection of their inner turmoil, not ours. Lead by example. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and a Stoic giant, urged, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one." In the workplace, actions speak louder than words. When faced with unprofessionalism, resist the urge to sink to their level. Instead, embody the virtues of integrity, patience, and professionalism. By leading through example, you illuminate the contrast between your composed demeanor and their disorder. Others will notice this silent strength. In time, the unprofessional co-worker may come to realize their own shortcomings, not because you told them, but because you showed them. Master your emotions. Seneca wisely said, "He who is angry at things which do not harm his soul is foolish." Unprofessional behavior can ignite anger, frustration, or resentment. But giving into these emotions only grants them power over you. The Stoic approach is to observe these emotions without being consumed by them. When you feel anger rising, pause, breathe, reflect. Ask yourself, will this matter a week from now, a year from now? By mastering your emotions, you not only humble those who seek to provoke you, but also elevate yourself to a state of unshakable calm. Choose silence over argument. The Stoics valued the power of silence. Zeno, the founder of Stoicism, believed, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." Arguments with unprofessional co-workers often spiral into unproductive clashes. Instead of engaging, choose silence. Silence demonstrates discipline. It forces the other party to confront their own words without your interference. It is a profound statement of strength to remain composed and let the storm rage around you untouched by its fury. Focus on your work, not their behavior. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Instead of being consumed by their actions, pour your energy into excelling at your own work. When you focus on your own excellence, their behavior becomes insignificant. Your achievements will overshadow their unprofessionalism. In the end, the weight of your actions will speak louder than their words. Respond with kindness. To counter disrespect with respect is to wield an unexpected power. Seneca wrote, "Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness." When an unprofessional co-worker expects retaliation and receives kindness instead, it disarms them. Kindness does not mean tolerating injustice. It means responding with dignity. A calm and respectful response to disrespect highlights their flaws while showcasing your strength. Stay unattached to outcomes. The Stoics taught us to act virtuously without attachment to results. Marcus Aurelius advised, "Never let the future disturb you. You will meet it, if you have to, with the same weapons of reason which today prepare. You the present. Do what is right, regardless of whether it changes their behavior. Your actions should be guided by virtue, not by a desire to control others. When you let go of expectations, you free yourself from disappointment and find peace in knowing you acted with integrity. See them as a teacher." Even the most difficult individuals have something to teach us. Epictetus believed that adversity reveals character. Difficulties are things that show a person what they are. Instead of resenting your coworker, view their behavior as an opportunity to practice patience, resilience, and tolerance. By shifting your perspective, you transform a source of frustration into a source of growth. Their unprofessionalism becomes a tool for your own self-improvement. Avoid gossip and retaliation. Gossip is a trap. To speak ill of someone reflects poorly on you, not them. The Stoics believed in rising above pettiness. Instead of retaliating through gossip, maintain your dignity. When you hear other co-workers gossip about each other, take that moment and reflect on it. What are these same co-workers say about you when you aren't around? Before addressing unprofessional behavior, take time to reflect. Ask yourself, what would a wise person do in my place? This pause prevents impulsive reactions and ensures that your response is guided by reason. Reflection gives you the clarity to act with purpose. It allows you to address the situation in a way that aligns with your values. Your restraint will humble them far more than any words could. It shows that you are governed by reason, not by impulses. Set boundaries calmly. Humility does not mean passivity. There are moments when boundaries must be set. The key is to do so with calm authority. When you assert yourself without anger or aggression, you command respect. Boundaries demonstrate self-respect. They show that while you may tolerate imperfection, you will not allow unprofessional behavior to disrupt your values or goals. Setting boundaries is not an act of aggression, but of clarity. Clearly articulate your expectations when necessary and remain unwavering in enforcing them. The act of calmly setting limits makes it clear that you prioritize dignity over chaos. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself." This balance, tolerance without compromise, is the art of enforcing boundaries with wisdom. Accept imperfection. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you will meet untrustworthy, dishonest, and rude people. This is inevitable, but you have the power to remain untouched. Perfection is an illusion. The workplace, like life itself, is a dynamic tapestry woven with flaws, imperfections, and challenges. Unprofessionalism, while frustrating, is one such inevitable reality. The question is not whether we will encounter it, but how we will respond. The essence of Stoicism lies in turning our focus inward, acknowledging that while we cannot control the actions of others, we hold complete power over our own thoughts, feelings, and responses. Instead of fixating on the flaws of unprofessional co-workers, we should shift our energy towards strengthening our own composure and resilience. This journey begins with acceptance. To demand perfection of others is to demand the impossible. Instead, embrace the imperfection of those around you. See their rude remarks, their disregard for teamwork, and their careless behavior as part of the natural chaos of life. What stands in the way becomes the way, as Marcus Aurelius famously wrote. Their flaws are not obstacles, but opportunities for growth. When confronted with unprofessionalism, focus on your response. The power to remain calm, rational, and collected in the face of disorder is your greatest weapon. As Seneca taught, "He who is angry at things which do not harm his soul is foolish." It is not the actions of others that harm us, but our reaction to them. By practicing self-control, you shield yourself from unnecessary distress. The Stoic approach to imperfection also calls us to act as exemplars of virtue. Marcus Aurelius urged, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Lead by example." When a coworker's unprofessional behavior disrupts the team, let your professionalism and integrity stand as a silent counter-argument. In time, others will notice the strength in your quiet dignity. It is not through confrontation or retaliation that we humble unprofessional individuals, but through the power of our unwavering virtue. At times, their actions may demand a response. In such moments, reflection is key. Epictetus advised, "First learn the meaning of what you say, and then speak." Pause. Consider the situation carefully. Respond with reason, not emotion. A measured and thoughtful response not only addresses the issue but also demonstrates your strength of character. Acceptance of imperfection does not mean tolerating disrespect. When necessary, set clear boundaries. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself." Calmly assert what is acceptable and what is not, without aggression or malice. Boundaries are not acts of confrontation, they are acts of self-respect. Lastly, trust in time. Unprofessional behavior often carries the seeds of its own undoing. Marcus Aurelius observed, "Time is a sort of river of passing events, and strong is its current." Those who act without integrity often face the consequences of their actions, if not immediately, then inevitably. Your role is not to accelerate their downfall, but to remain steadfast in your own virtue, to face imperfection with patience, to rise above unprofessionalism with dignity, and to accept reality as it is. This is the path of the Stoic. In doing so, you not only humble those who act without virtue, but you also strengthen yourself. For true mastery lies not in changing others, but in transforming yourself. Reflect, don't react. Before addressing unprofessional behavior, take a moment to reflect. Epictetus reminds us, "First learn the meaning of what you say, and then speak." In the heat of the moment, it is all too easy to let emotions dictate our response. But as Stoics, we must step back, pause and reflect before taking action. Reflection is not weakness, it is power. To react impulsively is to hand control to another. But by pausing, you reclaim your autonomy. In this space of reflection, you can determine a response that aligns with your values, calm, deliberate, and purposeful. His reflective pause also allows you to assess the root of the behavior. Is your co-worker's unprofessionalism a product of stress, insecurity, or ignorance? Understanding their motives does not excuse their actions, but it can inform your approach. You may choose to respond with patience or address the issue directly. But in either case, your response will be measured and intentional. Reflection also prevents escalation. Reacting impulsively to unprofessional behavior often leads to conflict, while a calm and composed response diffuses tension. As Marcus Aurelius advised, the best revenge is to be unlike your enemy. By reflecting and acting with virtue, you rise above their actions and maintain control over your own character. In moments of frustration, try this practice. Take a deep breath, count to 10, and ask yourself, will this matter a week from now, a year from now? Often, the answer will be no. This perspective frees you from the grip of temporary emotions and allows you to respond with wisdom. Reflection is the Stoic's shield against the chaos of unprofessionalism. It ensures that your actions are not reactions, but deliberate choices, guided by reason. And in a world where many are quick to anger and slow to think, this practice of reflection sets you apart as a beacon of composure and strength. Finally, trust in time. Marcus Aurelius said, "Time is a sort of river of passing events, and strong is its current. The unprofessional will eventually reveal themselves. Stay consistent in your virtue and let time expose the truth. Like a river, time washes away facades, revealing what lies beneath. In the face of unprofessional behavior, remain steadfast and virtuous. Let their actions speak for themselves while you focus on living with integrity. The current of time will eventually erode their mask, leaving only the truth behind. Trust in this process, for it is in the nature of time to unveil all things." In many situations, we encounter individuals who seem to excel in their positions by putting on a show. They may present themselves as perfect, confident, and knowledgeable, but there is often a difference between performance and substance. The ones who do not back up their appearances with genuine skill or integrity are bound to falter, and over time, their true nature will become evident. Those who operate from a place of authenticity and virtue, on the other hand, don't need to actively prove themselves. Their actions, when consistently aligned with their values, will speak for themselves. As Marcus Aurelius advised, we must focus on maintaining our own integrity, not in trying to expose the faults of others. By focusing on being steadfast in our own purpose and ethics, we contribute to the world in ways that are far more lasting than temporary attempts at manipulation or deceit. The passage of time will reveal the cracks in those who live inauthentically. No matter how polished their exterior seems, eventually the truth cannot be hidden. No matter how carefully someone tries to construct a facade, the passing moments chip away at their pretense, leaving behind the true essence of who they are. It is only a matter of time before the world sees the truth, no matter how skilled. The individual is at playing a role. What is critical to understand in this process is that the timing of the reveal is often beyond our control. While we may be tempted to rush or to expose the truth prematurely, we must learn to trust the flow of time. Just like in nature, the blooming of a flower or the ripening of fruit happens when it's meant to, not according to our impatience. Similarly, when it comes to the falsehoods and pretensions of others, we must allow the passage of time to unveil the reality. There is strength in patience and in the trust that the current of time will eventually carry away the charade. In the face of unprofessional or deceitful behavior, it's easy to get frustrated or to want to take action right away. But remember, when people are driven by a need to impress or deceive, their actions are often inconsistent. They may display a particular skill or quality when it's beneficial, but over time, these acts become harder to sustain. The inconsistency, the cracks begin to show, the truth begins to surface. Consider for a moment the idea of a person trying to maintain a facade for an extended period of time. Their work, their actions, and even their relationships are built on a shaky foundation. For a while, they may succeed in appearing perfect, but as time passes, these efforts require more and more energy to maintain. Eventually, their true nature will seep through the cracks. The mask slips, and as it does, so does the perception of their professionalism, their integrity, and their authenticity. Time is not something that can be rushed. It is the natural force that uncovers all things in due course. On the flip side, those who remain steadfast in their principles, who operate with integrity regardless of the circumstances, will see that their reputation and credibility grow stronger with time. They may not have the flashy performance or the grand gestures, but they don't need them. Their authenticity becomes their strength. Time rewards the consistent and the true. The process of watching someone's charade slowly unravel can be both painful and enlightening. When we witness someone's false appearance or actions exposed, it can be tempting to gloat, to revel in their downfall. However, we must remember that we are not here to tear others down or to revel in their mistakes. Instead, we should remain focused on our own path, knowing that time will naturally reveal the truth. While we can't control the process or the timing, we can control how we respond. Do we choose to stoop to their level, or do we stay true to our virtues, trusting that time will expose all that needs to be revealed? The world moves quickly, but the truth is not something that can be rushed. It takes time for the cracks to show, for the masks to fall, and for the real essence of a person to be exposed. When you see someone acting unprofessionally or dishonestly, don't waste your energy trying to force the truth into the open. Let time work its magic. As we conclude today's exploration into Stoicism and how it can help us navigate unprofessional behavior, it's clear that the power lies not in controlling others, but in mastering ourselves. At Stoic Logic, we believe that true strength comes from focusing on what we can control, our thoughts, emotions, and actions. By embodying virtues like integrity, patience, and professionalism, we lead by example and rise above chaos. Remember, when faced with unprofessionalism, we don't need to react impulsively. Instead, we focus on emotional discipline, silence, and kindness, and setting boundaries calmly, all while staying unattached to outcomes. Stoicism teaches us to rise above negativity, viewing challenges as opportunities for growth. Our true power is in our response. The Stoic teachings remind us that we cannot control how others behave, but we can always control how we respond. By focusing on what we can control, leading by example, and mastering our emotions, we free ourselves from frustration and regain our power. We learn that silence, kindness, and setting boundaries with calm authority are some of the most powerful tools at our disposal. Stoicism teaches us that every challenge is an opportunity for growth, and by embracing imperfection, we can remain steadfast in our virtues despite the flaws of others. We don't need to react impulsively. We can reflect, choose our actions with intention, and trust that time will reveal the truth. If this message resonates with you, like, share, and subscribe to Stoic Logic. Let's continue to explore the wisdom of Stoicism together and live with the strength, calm, and peace that comes from mastering ourselves. Until next time, stay grounded, stay wise, and live with the strength of a Stoic.